It's mailbag time. What's going on? Recording here on Friday, September 19th. If you're listening, it is Saturday, September 20th. We welcome you to Fantasy Football Today, presented by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Schneier, are you ready for this bag?
I'm ready for this bag, and I know you've got a concert to go to tonight in New York City, and can I give you one piece of advice for this concert?
Yeah.
Do what I did last Friday after J-Rad at Pier 17. Head on down, get in an Uber or a taxi cab, whichever you prefer, and end your night with Cat's Deli, because I hadn't had it in so long, man, and I just can't describe to the listeners who haven't had it, who don't live in this area. It's better than your best approach shot in golf. It's better than your best serve in tennis. When you bite into that pastrami, man, I have a picture too on my Twitter if we want to throw it up just to show how good it looks. There's nothing like it. Like a lot of people have done pastrami, hot pastrami, but no one does it like Cats. So end your night at Cats, enjoy it, then go home, and you're going to be so much happier that you got that reward after the show.
Okay, couple things. Obviously, I can't do this because I have to get home to relieve the babysitter. We have kids.
Fair.
Number two, and I'm going to say this, and you are not going to react. We're going to move on right to the next topic.
Ugh, disgusting.
I've never been to Cat's Deli. Okay.
That's pain. Why, dude? You live in New York.
No reacting.
No reaction. We need to move on. I could talk another 15 minutes in disgust.
Throw the picture up. Throw the picture up, Josh. Let's see this. I don't like that. What is that?
What do you mean?
What kind of bread do we have there?
It's rye.
I hate rye bread. Oh God, do I hate rye bread?
Dude, the bread is just a vessel for what's in between the bread. Unbelievable spicy brown mustard, and just you don't even need the mustard, but it's good. But look at that. It's overloaded sandwiches falling out. Look at that pastrami. It's so good.
It looks good. All right, news and notes. Emeka Egbuka looks good for this week's game against the Jets. He returned to practice. Jaden Daniels missed practice on Friday, so I think right now we have to assume it's going to be Mariota. Yeah. Tucker Kraft missed practice. I am definitely not expecting Tucker Kraft. You make alternate plans. If you can't find anyone good off waivers, then Luke Musgrave is an option. I'd probably start him over the 49ers tight ends, for example.
Okay.
If he doesn't play, I do think it's a little bit of a boost for the wide receivers, but it's just hard to say because they really spread the ball around. I guess it might get me to throw Golden in a lineup or something like that, but they're saying that Kraft should not need IR. But if they're even saying that just kind of makes me feel like it's very unlikely he's going to play on Sunday. So have alternate plans. And on Sunday, I guess we'll talk about the wide receivers. Who would be your favorite wide receiver on the Packers this week at Cleveland?
It's setting up to be, and we discussed this at length on Beyond the Box Score this week, a big Dontavian Weeks week. Now, let me preface that by saying I apologize to all of you who we've set up for big Dontavian Wicks weeks in the past. Last year, there were supposed to be a few of them. They never came. The Packers are a really difficult offense to figure out from a standpoint of where the ball is going. Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur are not target one guy kind of play callers and quarterback. So I don't want to get too over my, what's the too over your skis? With it?
Yeah.
Go over your skis with it. But I do think Wicks will be hopefully a good play. But, could be Golden too. Golden's separation score last week, Adam, I don't know if you saw this, but his separation score was best in the NFL. He was getting open. Love just missed him. So one of those two, I'd honestly be okay playing either.
Okay. I mean, I even think Romeo Doubs is worth
always.
Let's see. Tyler Warren practice. Darren Waller's probably going to be back next week. They face the Jets on Monday Night Football. He was very close to playing in week 3. And the left tackle that gets talked about way too much on this show, Giants left tackle Andrew Thomas, is going to be a game time decision for Sunday night against the Chiefs.
Expected to play, from what I've heard.
Dable just said they're going to take it right up till game time.
Yeah, but there's some more optimism behind the scenes. We'll see.
Okay. Are you going to the game?
I will be going to the game.
Nice.
Night games are my only chance to go to games. Are you going? No. Right?
No. On Sunday night,
you would have told me if you were.
Yeah, Sunday night, we have the show. But they have what? They have a Thursday nighter against the Eagles?
They have a Thursday night against the Eagles. Maybe we'll both go to that one.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll hang out.
Take a look at that.
You could ditch me at a tailgate again and leave me with total strangers.
Bring the ditch at the tailgate story. I didn't ditch you. I went away I had a lot of people who wanted to meet up. I wanted to meet up with them too. I went away, left you my brother. Should have been a good experience for you. My brother's a good guy, and now you guys have a mini rivalry going that you don't even really know about, but he really wants to play. He doesn't like that I said, I think you're a little better than him at tennis. I just played him last weekend, Adam. I beat him 6-1, 6-2, 6-1. We played 3 sets. And he's getting better. Like, he's now committed. He's been golf his whole life. He's now committed. But I think you're better than him. And
I am better than him.
He does not like that. His quote was, the only reason Adam got 4 games off you in the second set is because you were out of gas completely, and you were not like that against me. And he's right. I wasn't like that against him. But what he's wrong about is that you made a lot of good shots in that second set. Your forehand was starting to hit winners, and you were just playing a lot better in that second set.
Okay. All right. So listen, last thing about the tennis match, I just want to say that the prize that Dan had for beating me was that he got to swap draft picks with me in the 3rd round of the FFT draft. And he did so. And he drafted James Cook. I was going to take James Cook. And of course, I'm playing Dan this week in that.
And you got Henderson. Ooh, Travion. I play 14 snaps a game. Henderson. No, I'm kidding. It's more than 14, but.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to some emails here. By the way, Jamey should be joining us shortly. I'm going to just check in with him. I'll send him a little text here, but Jamey should be on soon. Emails, fantasyfootball@cbsi.com. Please put actually, you don't have to put anything in the subject line. Just make it obvious that it's a fantasy football email. And you can put fantasy cops in the subject line because they're coming up a little bit later. But it's fantasyfootball@cbsi, the letter I.com. This is from Chris. Superflex, start or sit? We need to sit one. Jameson Williams, DJ Moore, Jared Goff, or Jake Browning.
Let me start by saying shout out producer Josh and shout out all our producers, but I'm so happy to get these questions now, like with an actual thing on the screen, Adam, because I'd always forget the names in question. That's how I think brain warped I am by the end of a work week. And I know you feel the same at times. So if we're sitting one of these, so thank you there. If we're sitting one of these in a super flex, it's obviously not Goff, especially 6-point passing TDs, but he does say Browning is his other option. So I guess he can go Browning or Goff there, Adam. So we should probably answer that. I'm going to go Goff.
I think, okay. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
Right. Go. I don't know.
I'm going to sit DJ Moore.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to sit Jameson Williams.
Whoa, big change. No, I like, even though I don't love Goff outdoors, I do like the game script I should be able to get in the Lions versus Ravens. So I'm going to keep Goff and I'm going to keep Jameson in.
All right. I guess I'd start DJ Moore over Jameson Williams. I think I'm a little higher on DJ Moore. I just feel like,
okay.
It's kind of, he's do J Moore.
Do J Moore? I don't get it.
Do J. He's due. Yeah. Okay. This is from
man, that was bad.
12-team league. I have Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. Should I drop Aaron Rodgers to pick up Jake Browning as my backup quarterback?
I'd
rather have Brown.
I guess.
Yeah, it's not so exciting, but I'd rather have him. Caleb wants to know.
T-Law and Gino are available. I'd take T-Law of all those.
Oh, yeah, you can do that too. Should I start Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt against the Raiders or Ramondre Stevenson against the Steelers?
My feeling is if Mariota plays, and you said at the beginning of the show that the expectation is he will, I think that's my expectation as well. They're going to do a lot of things to design to get the run game going, and it's going to be a good run game because I trust Cliff Kingsbury's ability to have a good run scheme. So I'm going to go with Bill.
Okay. The Steelers' run defense has been absolutely abysmal.
It has.
100 yards to Breece Hall, 100 yards on only 13 carries to Ken Walker.
Yeah, matchups wise, you might think it's Stevenson. I'm going to go with Bill, though.
I'm also going to go with Krosky. I like him. I think, we barely got to see him play last week, but he looked terrific against the Giants in week 1. This is from Dave in Flint. Dave is 0-2, doesn't know what to do. I guess I'll ask you. PPR, I added that, not him. PPR flex. Start Jerry Jeudy, Cam Scattaboo, Dylan Sampson, or Juwan Johnson.
Full PPR. I think I'll go Jeudy there.
All right, Jamey, we got Jerry Jeudy, Cam Scattaboo, Dylan Sampson, or Juwan Johnson.
Ooh, nice haircut, Jamey.
Thanks, buddy. I had no issues.
Yeah, you're locked in. Like that's the benefit to having one person cut your hair every time.
Juwan Johnson.
I was thinking about going Juwan Johnson. I just thought it was too crazy, but might be the move.
Did you part it in the middle, Jamey?
No, and I told her the story too.
What'd she say about that? Has she ever heard of anyone cutting hair like that?
Always got to ask the customer what they want beforehand.
Right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And she did though. She asked How do you get it? I said, a 2 on the sides and trim it on the top. It's a simple ask. But then at the end, how do you wear it? That's the problem. It should start with how do you wear your hair with the combed over. But it is what it is, man.
I think you should just go Floby from now on. There's no chance Dan knows what that is.
There's no chance Adam knows what that is. But that's the thing. Like, I will sit there and admit it. I was about to say, I don't know what that is. Dan's like, yep, totally, man.
I did do that. I got caught doing that.
Let's see the 0-2. I can't see it.
Oh, you see that 0-2?
Yeah, there it is.
Not bad. It kind of comes in. The
Jamie,
problem I realize is what's going to happen when we get to like 0-12. I don't think I have the magnets for that.
You might want to order some more.
I have to order some more, and maybe I'll make these ones not white.
What's a Floby?
Floby is a thing that it looked like a vacuum, and it was like a razor.
What? In what movie?
Real life.
Oh.
Both of you Google it right now. Google Floby.
Okay. There's a question from Taylor.
Let's see.
Is it safe to drop RJ Harvey for players off the waiver wire, or should I keep holding RJ Harvey?
Whoa, this thing looks weird, this Floby. Keep holding. It really does. It really does. Keep holding RJ Harvey.
Yes, unless it's like Bashal Tutin or Quinshon Judkins, because we saw that prior to last week that ESPN leagues, Yahoo leagues, they may have been available. So if those types of players were not drafted, then you might be able to buy some time with Harvey on your waiver wire. But we're talking about very, very small sample sizes of situations.
I would not cut Harvey by any means. He's the perfect back end bench guy for the second half of the season. Like
you cannot
possibly what?
Jamie, you could not possibly think that I said 12:15 start time for the mailbag.
So you said 12. That this morning.
I said 12:10. I said 12 o'clock will start at 12:10.
You said 12:15. Why?
I don't think so. It is on the air.
Well, it
was not on the air. It was after the show was done.
We'll have to go back to the date. Oh, there you go.
No, I said 12:10. There's no way I said 12:15. Okay, but now we know why Jamie was late. I guess that I'll take some responsibility.
Well, don't call it late then if you're the reason why it happened. It's not.
But it wasn't really me. I mean, I'm gonna jump on the grenade for Jamie, but I think it was Jamie. This is from Paul.
You know what Adam likes to do? If there was ever a show that I was doing and it was
from the chat. He said
not everybody there. You know what I would do? I would have texted me before starting,
right,
not after starting.
That's a good point too. Why didn't you text him? We're about to get going.
Jamie is wrong about every angle of this. I did say it on the air, and I said 12:10.
Okay,
got a lot of competition in the chat.
You still started without me. This is a theme for you.
Unreal.
It's you, Adam. Dan said he's in a rush.
Don't blame it on me now. You want to get to your concert and get your Dan. This is the new
How about
Adam.
this, Dan? Week 1, Sunday of week 1. Thomas sends us the schedule of when we're doing the wrap-up show. My son's birthday.
Oh.
I make sure that I'm going to be there for what time we're starting on the schedule. Adam says we're starting early.
Okay, that was a miscommunication.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't his son's birthday. His son's birthday was the next day. I can't believe he was
becoming more of a dictator than I ever imagined he would be.
All right, we're going to take a break. Try to get things back on
track. Every show should be at night.
We'll be right back on Fantasy Football Today.
Sunday, you can count on CBS Sports getting down with a fantastic slate of games. But first, a little fun when we throw it back to celebrate 50 years of the NFL today. Count on Sunday with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
I got some fun questions coming up. I got some starter sits. Obviously, we got the fantasy cops. Let's read this fun one here from Paul. Okay, so the FFT subplots are fantastic. Would you all please spend 7 to 10 minutes, no, not that long, on how this all came to where it is today? I have this impression that you four, I guess, no offense, probably talking about me, Dave, Jamie, and Heath,
that's fine.
are responsible for the entire CBS Sports podcast family. Not too sure if that's true. You all are how I discovered podcasts. Anyway, it'll be very entertaining from your perspective. For example, who came up with the idea and when? Whose mom's basement did it start in? Getting CBS to sign on, going national, whatever the best parts. Maybe have Dan interview you all, but don't let him get distracted. Otherwise, fridge magnets, sandwiches, New Jersey's in the center of the universe, etc.
That'd be fun. We should do a show on that. The origins of the podcast and all the insider notes that I'm sure people would love. FFT lore, if you will.
I don't know the origins of the podcast. I
started before you.
Yeah, so I started in 2009 at CBSSports.com, and it was, I think, a year old at that point. Do you remember what it was called, Jamey?
I don't know if we had like a name. It's fantasy football.
Sportsline, I think, is what
Playbook.
the first
It was the fantasy football playbook.
Oh, that's
And
what the show was called?
Yeah, and the baseball show was fantasy baseball hit and run or fantasy hit and run.
I still think it's crazy that you and Heath used to be on baseball, Adam. I will always find that crazy.
Crazy. I hosted the first baseball podcast.
You hosted baseball?
Really?
Oh my God.
I hosted it with Emac and Ganos. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think I knew that. So what was it like? Was it just you and Dave, or you, Dave, and
we used to have Westwood 1 in our old building. So if you're familiar with like NFL games, Westwood 1 usually broadcasts NFL games. I think they still do. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they still do.
They broadcast the NCAA tournament, so it's a very popular radio network, and they were run out of our building. So there was a full-fledged radio studio in our building, our old building. So Dave and I would go in there, and the radio producer was kind enough to set it up for us, whatever. And we would just talk like this, no real structure, outside of maybe going game by game. And then Adam came in, and it was like mind blowing because he was, as you know him now, like he was so detail oriented. He was trying to boost numbers. He was, really made the show much more professional. And I don't think he was scheduled to host it. I think it just kind of worked out that way, that you were the most natural person to host it, if I'm not mistaken.
When was
that?
I
think
what
so.
year? Around what year, Jamey?
2009.
2009. Oh, that's way, because I remember when I was first at the company in 2019, Adam, I don't know if you remember this, but I was in Florida for something and you were there. I don't know why you were there, but we were watching the Daniel Jones debut in the preseason against the Bengals. I don't know if you remember this. And I wasn't with the fantasy team at the time. I was with the NFL team at the time. And I remember talking to you about it, and I was like, "Who are you?" And I didn't even know anything about you because I didn't know FFT at the time. And it was just you were. I'm trying to remember if you were excited or not about the Jones debate. I think you were, and you got me excited about it. So it just so much has changed the years. I barely knew you at the time.
Yeah. So I guess have really grown a lot. Obviously, it's funny that they started out in a legit radio studio, and now we do it in our houses and apartments and whatnot. We've had a lot of characters throughout the time, but yeah, I mean, I think it was a pretty successful show because it was one of the first podcasts, and honestly, I think every sports podcaster really owes a thank you to ESPN because they did a lot of podcasts early. Because I graduated college in 2006 and I did not know what a podcast was. That it really was like an unknown thing. And then the beginning of sports podcasts was just people would put interviews, make MP3s of like interviews with coaches and stuff like that, and make them downloadable. And that was a podcast. And then eventually started doing shows, things like that.
I can't tell you how many people in our industry that I met have said we've done our show because of what you guys did.
Yeah, we were one of the originals for sure, and I think that's helped us grow this audience, which is great. But yeah, that's kind of the origin of it. It was like it started before me, and then I was just so lucky to come in, and they let me host it. And I don't even remember how that happened. I remember the first time hosting I think it was just me and Dave, if I recall. And he before we started, he goes, "Ask me about any player you want." And I was blown away because back then, I was a big football fan, but I didn't know like the fourth wide receiver on every team or something like that. You know what I mean? And I mean, I didn't have any idea how to host a fantasy.
It was different back then. You could get into this industry in a very different way. Like my introduction to this industry was simply I saw a tweet from Chris Wessling, RIP, amazing man, who was working with Roto-World time. He's just like, the Roto-World Twitter account is so ridiculously undermanned. Found his email, said, "I'll work it for free." And that's how I got into all of this. So it's just like, I did that for a little while. That's how I got into this. I would have never gotten into this, working a 9-to-5 job in the city that I hated. And I just like, I'll do this for free. Met a bunch of people through there, leverage it into different spots. But like, you had that opportunity back then. And like you said, you didn't really have depth of knowledge you have now. And once you start working in this industry, you start to learn a lot more too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So much
and the last thing I'll say is that I was sort of the podcast manager for a while at CBS. On a lower level. It was
different.
I used to edit and post podcasts for like the Ion College basketball guys.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I
wasn't as big business back then, podcast. That's the thing. Yeah.
It took a while for people to realize, whoa, we've got something here. We kind of cool that we have really witnessed the evolution of podcasting. And now we have so many podcasts and they're all so good. We have such great hosts, such great talent. It's really cool. Like just check out go to cbsports.com/podcast.
I think the evolution of your career, Adam, has been the most fun to watch just because you really made a tough life decision that thankfully our CEO at the time loved our show and loved you so much that he was like, no, we're going to make this work. And
do you know this, Dan?
No, I don't know this. I don't know where he's going with this. Is Nando?
I quit my job
to be the host of CBS Fantasy Football Today.
No, I was working in Fort Lauderdale doing this job, hosting baseball and football podcasts, doing a lot of video stuff too
on the side, essentially.
No, it's just part of my job. And then
Adam was like our main video host.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I met my wife who lived in New York. We dated long distance for about a year, and then I moved, and I was like, I'm quitting my job.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if it was before. I think it was before I got up to New York. The CEO that Jamey's alluding to at the time, he's like, let's just figure out, because people did not do remote podcasting at that point.
At the time, yeah.
It was like, let's see if we can do it remote. And so I did it in New York, and I was able to keep the job.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago or something like that.
Wow.
So
different.
It's wild. Oh, it's fun, man. Yeah,
we ended up, you're like, oh, we won't give you 7 to 10 minutes. We ended up going for like 15 minutes probably on this, but I see in the comments people want it. We should do a lore episode at some point. I'll do the hosting because it's all goes on you guys. You guys are the lore guys. So I want to hear about it all. I want to hear about Heath's transition into the show, like all of it. So one day we'll do it. It's an off-season show, obviously, but at some point in the off-season.
I didn't really care for Dan when I first met him because I was intimidated because I had a hard time accepting. I had a hard time accepting that someone could know so much more about the Giants than me. You were an expert. I always thought I was this huge fan, and when I started talking to you, I was like, "Whoa, different breed."
Someone call it a sickness, and they'd probably be right.
All right, this one's from Andrew. By the way, Jamey, thank you for those kind words. I appreciate that, even though you were very late today.
And blamed it on you, but it probably was your fault.
I was texting with Jim Lanzone to tell him thank you again.
Yeah, that was the CEO. Hampton, Henderson, Tootin, Harvey, Charbonnet. Pick one. Hampton, Henderson, Tootin, Harvey, Charbonnet.
I would go with. I want to say Charbonnet, but I'm so concerned about his health right now.
Yeah, it can't be Sharp.
I think I'm going Hampton.
I'm debating. No, it's too crazy.
No.
I think actually in PPR right now, the guy I have ranked the highest is Henderson.
Just because you'll get the catches.
I think. Well, first off, will Stevenson do that again? And what we saw in week 1 was a competitive game. Not that the game last week wasn't competitive, but they were chasing points, and it wouldn't shock me if they're chasing points against Steelers.
Yeah, I think I like that.
By the way, sorry, Jaden Daniels is out. Marcus Mariota
ruled out.
From Michael.
Abuka, right?
I saw he's practicing, yeah.
Who?
Abuka
practicing. Yep. Good.
All right, from Michael. 10-team league. Who would you pick up? He needs this guy for week 5 because Swift and Jalen Warren are on a bye. Trey Benson, RJ Harvey, Rashad White, Kareem Hunt.
Harvey for me.
I don't think you could look at any of these guys and say, I'm guaranteed to get a starter for week 5. So I would probably go with the guy who's the most upside, which would be Harvey. And maybe by then he is getting work or J.K. Dobbins is injured. But I mean, look, Trey Benson, who knows what could happen? Any of these guys could be in featured roles.
I'll go Harvey. There's so much upside long term.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All right, football fans, let's bring some playoff energy to our bets, okay? Bring that playoff energy to your pro football bets all season long with the BetMGM Pro Football Boost Pack. You're going to get 3 ways to boost your payout on a winning bet. So you log into your BetMGM account, to receive your boost pack. Then you place any pro football bet and apply one of the tokens. Make sure to bet up to the minimum stake odds and legs specified on the token. And if your boosted bet hits, you'll score a bigger payout from opening kickoffs to game-winning drives. This pro football boost pack is your ticket to bigger winnings. All right. This is from Joe. It says, grade the trade. And he says, hey, Leo, Frank, Morty, and Estelle.
Oh, these have got to be parents in Seinfeld?
Yes.
Yep.
They do have to be that. All right. PPR, I gave up Jalen Waddle and Jalen Warren for Ashton Genty.
Yeah, I mean, I like that idea. How could you not? It's a huge win on paper. Let me be clear. I want to make the counter argument slightly. It's a huge win on paper, and it's not as big a win in the current reality. If you've watched, and Jacob and I went into this in depth this week, the Raiders' offensive line is generating absolutely no push in the run game. They are one of the 2 or 3 or 4 offensive lines like the Giants that just simply cannot generate push at all at the point of contact. So for Genty to get his points right now, it's not easy, in my mind at least. Like, just the reality of the situation. I know on paper it seems amazing. Reality of the situation is, how is he going to get his points? It's either going to be short touchdowns, I think, the occasional play that's blocked up well. There haven't been many at all so far for the Raiders. It's been 1 or 2 on tape in the first 2 weeks. Or receiving work. The receiving work doesn't look to be there, and it looks like, from what Chip Kelly said this week, they're still going to plan to rotate backs. He said, I want to have Genty fresh for the end of the season. The long plays, maybe they come 1 or 2. And then the red zone touchdowns, the offense hasn't been what we hoped it would be. It's been closer to what Vegas projected, which is 6 fewest points on the season, I think Vegas was at. So I don't know if the reality is as good as the on paper, but it's obviously something I would do, Waddle and Warren for Genty.
All right, this is from Elio, 12-team PPR. Would you rather trade DeAndre Swift for Sam Laporta or James Conner for Tucker Kraft? So
we have news on Kraft. He's not going to practice today, according to
playing.
Matt LaFleur. Sounds like he's not going to play. I would guess that if you can, well, you're not. I'm sorry, he was trying to trade Connor to get Kraft. So if you're going to have to make one of these trades, it would probably be for Laporta.
Yeah, I would never trade Connor for Kraft. I guess I would do Swift for Laporta.
This was a better question before the Kraft injury. I'd be a little hesitant to make that trade with Kraft's knee injury. All right, from John. Dear Pete, Taco, Ruxin, and Andre.
I'm sorry.
Oh, these are.
I'm not gonna say what it is, but Dan's just gonna laugh at this. I just got a text from somebody in our league that we don't like.
The guillotine?
I wasn't gonna say it, but
no, I'm not supposed to say that. My bad. Oh no.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say this way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I screwed it up.
Unbelievable.
Why did I do that? Why did I do that?
All right, question from John. I have Travion Henderson. RJ Harvey, Cam Scattaboo, Basil Tootin, and Zach Charbonnet. Oh, wait. I think I already read this one, right? This looks like, I don't know. I screwed this up. I'm sorry.
I screwed up the
real thing. No. He needs to start 2 in PPR. Okay. There it is. Travion, Harvey, Scattaboo, Tootin, Charbonnet. Pick 2.
If Charbonnet is fine, I would go Charbonnet and Henderson. If Charbonnet does not play, I would go Henderson and Scattaboo.
I'll go Tootin and Henderson.
All right, so I got it. So this needs to be addressed. So Mark in the chat says, best team name in a while, King Tootin. Come on.
I don't get it.
So, King Tootin, come on. Yeah, because like King Tut. And the full name is Tut come on.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's not Tut, it's Toot. So I don't.
It's not good. No, this one's even better. Vladimir Tootin. That one I think is kind of funny and decent. It's not great. Like, you don't really want it as your team name, but like I'd like that better.
I mean, it is better than King Tutton. Come on.
I don't do team names well, Adam, and I know that about myself, and I'm just willing to admit it. I'm not very good at it. But 2 things I wanted to do this week. One, I'm so disappointed in our Fantasy Football Today league. I, for some reason, don't have the option of changing my team name. I go to change it and it says like, you don't have access to this. So can you change that at some point? Because why I want to do it so much, because I have drafted in that league Chris Olave. So I was going for Oil of Olave with a 2 sign, just the letter, the Oil Olave 2. That's what I want so bad to be my team name, but also quick team name to run by you. I don't do them often and actually, no, I shouldn't even say this. It's a copy. Never mind. I copied off of the other name that I saw. Damn it.
Okay. All right. Next question's from Mario.
Great story, Dan. Great story.
I have Saquon Barkley and I made it Bobby Barkala.
Who's that?
Oh, that's so horrible.
Terrible.
Go away.
Sopranos character. Bobby Barkala.
All right. Here we go. Mario, I could trade Travion Henderson and Nico Collins for Brian Thomas Jr. and Chase Brown. Would you do that?
You're giving up the best player.
Who's the best player? Who's the best player in your mind? Yeah. Okay. I thought you said you're getting the best player. Yep. Completely agree.
I would do it, but
I'm very, very much lower on Chase Brown rest of the year with Browning in.
Yeah. All right. But
I still think that's a trade you should make, though, just because you're getting Thomas is not that far off from Nico. Obviously, they both have struggled, and Chase Brown should still be better than Travion Henderson.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I just don't think I'd do it.
Okay, last email here, and then we'll do Fantasy Cops, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Would you trade having your favorite fantasy team finish dead last this year in exchange for the Giants beating the holy crap out of the Chiefs so you could lord it over smug Heath?
Wow. So this is a loaded question, and I'm not going to address the smug Heath part. Heath is the man, and I love Heath.
No, he only think I went back and forth with Jake in this email. He only thinks he's smug about the Chiefs.
And that's a very good point. He is very smug about the Chiefs, and even more smug about how much he thinks the Giants are a joke. And he, at least during the Daniel Jones, he really held that over us. So I do respect that to some extent. But as a human being and a coworker, he is actually awesome. With that said, and I'm glad that he clarified in the email. With that said, no, I would not do this. And I know that could be, used as a slight against me and my Giants fanhood. But the Giants are an 0-2 team, and they don't currently have Super Bowl aspirations. So for me to sacrifice a Week 3 regular season win to have my favorite and most important fantasy team, my home league team, finish dead last and have to do the last play punishment and all of that, heck no, I'm not doing that. And if you can't respect that decision, that's okay. This is an easy no for me.
Interesting. It's a yes for me because I don't have any bad last place. I don't have any bad last place punishments. So
You'd
that
still
helps.
Be willing in the league you want to win the most to be dead last. It's such a bad feeling.
And I've never finished last, but I got to tell you, this is an important update. I've got some real contenders this year.
Same.
I've got my FFC Open League is Hampton, Genty, Hawkinson, Judy. I am screwed in that league.
I've got a real update to make now too. Then a little early season brag and a victory lap that you should never take in Week 2. Across the board, check a look at all the CBS leagues we're both in. I'm 2-0, and the worst thing I am is 1-1 in the auction league, and that one I still have third or fourth most points in. So you guys got problems this year. Jamey, take a look. I think I beat you twice last week, Jamey, if I'm not mistaken. I had 2 matchups against you, won them both. Adam, I beat you every time these days. So,
all right, let's take a break. We'll do the fantasy cops.
I'm gonna take a look at your rosters because now I know what players are getting injured with that karma.
Absolutely,
so true.
We'll be right back on Fantasy Football Today.
Saturday is big time and prime time. First, Bryce Underwood in Michigan in a big-time matchup against Dylan Raiola and the Huskers. Then a prime-time Apple Cup between the Huskies and Cougars.
Okay, here we go, baby. It's time for the Fantasy Cops. The first one is an easy one. We're going to do it quickly. We can just get Jamey to chime in on this. He says, from Theo, we have someone in our league that picked up a tight end 3 days in a row to have those players be put on waivers. So his opponent didn't have a tight end option to pick up because he had Brock Bowers last week. Is this a good strategy or just plain unsportsmanlike, even though it's within the rules to add drop players?
It's not unsportsmanlike. It's a knock on the commissioner because there is a setting you can do in the league so the players don't immediately go back to waivers if they're cut within a certain amount of time frame. So I think it's just bad commissioning.
I don't know that setting, honestly, in CBS leagues.
I don't think it's the setting for us either.
Maybe not in CBS. I'm thinking Yahoo. So yeah, maybe.
If you read, I was just going to give this one to Jamey real quick. So go ahead, Jamey.
I think it's bad sportsmanship. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't do it. There's actually, if you're in the FFT Open, I don't know if anybody bothered reading the rules. We have a rule about this. You cannot add players just to drop them and put them on waivers. That is rounds kicked out of the league.
Who's going to believe that?
The commissioner.
I have to. Okay. Interesting.
If it happens, you let me know, and we'll take care of it. But no one in the FA.
Good luck. Hopefully they won't do that because I ain't going to be policing those rosters.
You just got to tell me if it's happening. That's all.
I know, and you're expecting me to be able to police that with 26 leagues this year?
You get the emails. This person added this player. You get the emails.
I don't get those emails. You think I have this notification set up for all 2016?
Well, I get them. All right, this is from Greg. Week 12 of last year, I traded Josh Allen to the number 1 team in the league for Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Waddle. Josh Allen was on a bye in week 12, and my team would have been eliminated from playoff contention with a loss, so it was a must-win for me. The manager of the number 2 team in the league expressed his displeasure with the trade. Since I had a very small chance of making the playoffs, he believed that I should not be making a trade that improved the number 1 team. Ultimately, the number 1 team beat the number 2 team in the playoffs, and Josh Allen was the difference maker. The manager of the number 2 team is still bitter about this loss and blames me for losing the championship. After an 0-2 start to the 2025 season, he has declared that he will trade his best players to my competitors if his team is unlikely to make the playoffs. Yeah. Was it poor etiquette for me to trade Allen for Mahomes and Waddle? Was the manager of the number 2 team robbed of a championship, or should he move on and focus on improving his winless team?
He should move on and focus on improving his winless team. It's not like the commissioner sought out to collude here. He thought it was a good trade at the time to get Mahomes and Waddle. He needed Waddle probably at that point, or he needed a receiver at that point. So I don't like this. I mean, look, I get being bitter about things in fantasy. Trust me, we all are, and we all have those moments, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this is not a battle to pick. Like, this is not where I would consider a good time to be bitter about something.
No, it's fine. Everything that happened in week 12 is fine. You know, you need to win. If you're not eliminated, if you are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, you should not make trades. If you're not mathematically eliminated, do what you want.
Yep.
Agreed.
All right. This is from No Name. Goes, the names have been changed to protect the innocent. Or not so innocent, LOL. I have been in a league with Steve, we will say, for at least 3 years. And he has done this to me at least 2 times in different years. We'll make a trade. Someone that he traded to me has a great week. And then he will ask the league to veto the trade to get his players back.
What?
And then eventually it gets vetoed. I know. I no longer trade with Steve, but someone else has this year. The trade was for, let's say, with Eric, or I guess I should say, it was with Eric to receive Ladd McConkey, Devontae Smith. And Steve would receive AJ Brown and Stephon Diggs. Okay, so Eric gets McConkey and Devontae Smith, and Steve gets AJ Brown and Stephon Diggs. It didn't take long for Steve to say that he made a mistake and asked everyone to veto his trade because he has too many leagues. Steve said, I'm driving and I'm in too many leagues this year. I thought I was getting Smith and McConkey. If y'all don't mind, veto that, please. Honest mistake. I got AJ Brown and Diggs in a league, and I thought that's who I was trading and not getting when I accepted, LOL. Then later he said, I'm in 5 leagues and I'm a truck driver. I was driving when I got the trade sent to me. And honestly, I thought I was getting Ladd. I've been trying to trade away AJ Brown in the only league I have him. It was an honest mistake. I noticed right after I hit accept. It wasn't no buyer's remorse. Well, the trade got vetoed. I don't know whether to believe him or not due to the fact that he has done this to me personally 2 years in a row in the past. And the team is going to turn it into Yahoo if it doesn't get fixed. I don't know what that means. There's money on the line. I have a good team, and I have a chance to win it all. There are quite a few people in this league that know each other, and Eric was someone that came in to fill a spot as far as no one knows him. I don't know what to do. I know the commissioner, and he's taking Steve's side. I messaged him and told him what Steve has done to me in the past, and this isn't the first time Steve has done this. Maybe I'm just venting, but I wanted your opinion on the matter.
I need to start with a couple things. First of all, great adjustment there, Adam, to get your Erics in on time. It was a rocky start, but you started to really hit your stride. Secondly, just great to know that our truck drivers of America are just checking their phones, looking at trades. Like, I'm always scared when I see a truck on the road. I'm always like, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm in the lane next to a truck, I never feel comfortable, and I hope I'm not alone. And I also, like, I'm always worried, like, sometimes they have those like long blinkers on, and I don't know if they're trying to make the merge into another lane. I'm like, dude, make your decision. And like, I don't trust that he sees me in that lane next to him. And if he decides to creep over, I'm screwed. Like, there's nowhere to to go. So please don't look at your phone driving a truck and create trades and accept trades. This is where I want to start this. But obviously, the big issue here is that we want to trust this guy that he made a mistake. But the reality is this happened over and over again. And so I think that I would not give him the benefit of the doubt.
First of all, if a truck driver has his left blinker light on, he is trying to get into the left lane. That is
no, sometimes they're just sitting there. I think it's like a light that blinks. I'm not sold that that's their left blinker light. You know what I'm talking about? On the back right of a truck or the back left of a truck.
Yeah, that's a blinker. That's when they're trying to
get that little blinking light, and they don't. Sometimes they sit in that other lane for another like 4 or 5 miles.
All right, we love truck drivers. Thank you for listening to our show.
No, I'm not knocking truck drivers at all. I'm not saying bad on truck drivers of America. This specific truck driver is checking his phone. I don't know if that's the best move.
Nobody, car driver, truck driver, you shouldn't be checking your phone.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think in the case of this situation, you have to leave it up to the commissioner, and hopefully that if you are presenting enough evidence that Steve has done this in the past, then he can make a fair decision if this should be vetoed or not. But I mean, we've all been in situations where we made mistakes because of playing in multiple leagues. It happens. It's unfortunate. You'd like to take him on his word, but I mean, I'm dealing with a situation right now where, somebody made a bad ad drop by mistake, so you hit the wrong button,
yeah,
it happens. So I hope that I hope that it is not a mistake. But yeah, let the commissioner make the decision.
Listen, I'm telling you, there's a blinking light on the back. They don't always make that. They're not always merging. I've seen them go 4 or 5 miles without merging.
Well, 4 or 5, but they're
very. They have to have space to move.
They're very cautious.
The blinker on to make you aware that they're getting.
I respect that, but my point being is, if I'm still not going to feel great and comfortable about being around that. If they need to wait for space, like I assume they're good at understanding when the space will come. Fine,
yeah.
But I'm in a little thing. Like I'm a little scared doing it. I'm just saying.
No, I usually try to pass them.
Same. I don't want to be anywhere near it. Is my only point.
Blinkers on. Not when they're blinkers on. I just try to, because look, I'm not trying to criticize truck drivers.
It's just coming off so bad for me. I'm seeing it in the comments. I'm getting absolutely torched.
Yeah, no, you should be. All right. All right. Thank you for your Fantasy Cops questions. I'm going to take a look at Apple Podcast questions here. But first, I have to open Apple Podcasts. So what are you guys up to this weekend?
Let's see. Working all day Sunday.
Okay.
Saturday would be.
What do you do for work?
Baseball game, basketball game.
Ooh. You coach in both?
Practice.
Do you coach all of those or just the baseball?
Going from baseball game for the 7-year-old to a baseball practice for the 13-year-old to a basketball game.
You're coaching both of those or no?
So I got roped into coaching basketball because went to the first practice and the coach was like, nice guy, thankfully he volunteered. But he's like, yeah, I don't know anything about basketball. So I was already registered to be an assistant coach for my 7-year-old. And I said, hey, I can help out if you need. And sure enough, now coaching the team. So 2 baseball things on Saturday and 1 basketball game on Saturday.
I will be at the Rose playing a big match. The Schneiers versus 2 of our friends.
Golf,
the Rose. Yeah. It's down in Old Bridge, I think, somewhere in South Jersey. Big match, though. We've been talking a lot of trash on the text chain, so we'll see what happens.
All right, good
luck.
I'm
coming off my PR, so that's usually a bad sign. Usually don't follow up a PR with anything good.
PR, oh gosh. Jamey, do you know what a PR is?
Personal record.
Bang. See, it's not this crazy thing to Jamey. It's pretty obvious. It's a big thing in the golf world, I'm telling you.
Dan is a big abbreviator. That's all I'm saying.
I am. I'll admit that.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. You didn't know what FBI was in tennis. Everyone knows what FBI is.
I only heard 2 people say it.
Okay.
So this Apple Podcast question comes from Andrew. Full PPR, grade the trade, 10-team league. I gave up Pickens and Pittman for Ertz and Odunze. Interesting.
Pickens and Pittman for Ertz and Odunze. I think the best player in that trade may ultimately be Odunze, so I'm kind of intrigued by this trade. There's some really, really strong numbers that Odunze, at least through the first 2 weeks, has been a clear-cut wide receiver 1 in that offense, and like in a much bigger role than anyone could have expected. So I'm okay buying it. It's still a little bit of a buy high there, but I'm okay with it.
Pickens and Pittman for Odunze and who?
Ertz.
Basically a throw-in.
I mean, if you need a tight end, it's not bad.
He'll be a throw-in by the end of the season.
And we have a start-sit question here too. So I need a flex. I need a wide receiver and a flex. Odunze, McLaurin, Tetero, McMillan, Chuba Hubbard. Ooh, Panthers?
Yeah.
Well, Chubbard for sure, but Odunze versus McMillan is interesting.
I'd go with Dunze.
Odunze's funny, man. It's like there's so many wide receivers that got drafted in his range that had so much buzz, and he really didn't. And he's off to a great start. Okay, next question. It's from CEO Rex. Grade the trade. PPR, 1 quarterback. I give up Nick Chubb and Deebo Sam. Oh my gosh. This is what bothers me when I bring up a trade.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, that'll never happen in my league. You're an idiot. You play with a bunch of noobs. I see these trades. Nick Chubb and Deebo Samuel.
What voice was that? Who was that? Who was the voice supposed to be there?
I don't know. For Brian Thomas Jr. and Daniel Jones. Chubb and Deebo. I guess it's not as crazy as I'm making it out.
It's not that crazy.
Chubb and Samuel for Brian Thomas Jr. and Daniel Jones.
Yeah, obviously the Brian Thomas Jr. side should win. But right now it's been Deebo's the best player.
I take my voice back. I take the voice back.
I was just thinking of this though, with the Eric and Steve trade. So I made a trade offer yesterday of Jalen Warren and Tyrone Tracy. I'm sorry, Juwan Johnson and Tyrone Tracy to the Mark Andrews manager that also has Cam Scatterbo for Jalen Warren and Ramondre Stevenson. So they have no tight end right now and some running backs sitting on their bench. They said, I'm going to counter that and send me a counter offer. The counter offer was Jalen Warren for Tyrone Tracy. This is a friend of mine. So I read it. I'm like, this doesn't seem right. So I texted him and I said, are you sure this is the trade you want? He goes, oh, no, I hit the wrong button. I meant Juwan Johnson for Jalen Warren. So it does happen.
Yeah, it definitely does happen. I for the earlier case we had, I want to give the person the benefit of the doubt, but the listener told us was that it's happened multiple times.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like it does happen. Especially like we're so in tune with these things. You're going to look at a trade. You're probably going to think about it for, maybe a minute, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, maybe a day. You never know how long you're going to analyze and overanalyze it because that's what we do. We spend too much time ingrained in this. For the casual fan that could be driving, could be at a red light. Let's just be safe and say that they're at a red light. They click on their app and they hit accept and counter or reject and counter or accept by mistake. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. Well, or they hit accept.
Should have waited till you parked.
They hit accept. They park their car. They're going in the grocery store. They're as nice of a guy as Dan is, and they're putting the cart back in the store. And you hit accept by mistake because as Life with Fife says, fat fingering, right? You hit accept by mistake and you don't think about it. You don't look at it because you don't care. It's just something you're doing for fun. And then all of a sudden you go back and you're like, oh, bleep, I didn't mean to accept that. I meant to reject it. I hit the wrong button.
Yeah. I agree with you. I want to give the benefit of the doubt in general in fantasy when these things happen. And I do as a commissioner. We need to make sure it's not a repeat offender was my only point there. And one final thing on that, something you just brought up. Did either of you guys see? Oh, go ahead, Adam.
About the trade, which I would rather have the Brian Thomas Jr. side.
Oh, no, yeah. I wouldn't. I'm not in on Thomas Jr. I don't believe in it.
But you're in on Chubb and Deebo?
You're right. I'm in on Deebo for sure. Like I honestly think he's the best player in that trade. As crazy as it sounds.
Come on, you're taking Deebo over Brian Thomas Jr. rest of season.
I know it's crazy. I probably should go there.
If you want to go that route, I would have to take Brian Thomas Jr. over Deebo.
I know I shouldn't. Okay, I guess I will take Brian Thomas Jr. I don't feel confident at all in that. Did you guys see by any chance the video of my new hero? He's a guy working at, I think it was a Walmart, and a lady who was shopping, she left her card, and so just leaves it there like a jerk. And so he takes the cart and puts it behind her car. She gets out of the car, starts yelling at him. And what are you doing? What are you doing? And he's like, go take the cart back to the star. Like, why won't you take the cart back? She gives him all trouble. I don't have time for this. Like, by now, like if she didn't argue with the guy, she would have already returned and gone back to her car. So then she gets back in her, starts yelling at him. She moves the thing. She moves it out of the way. She gets back in her car. He then takes it, puts it back behind the car, but puts it over, like topples it over too. So it's just, I love this guy. If you're out there and you're listening, you're my hero.
Yeah, we never talked about the Phillies fan fighting for the baseball.
I'm big on let the kids have the balls,
of course. But the thing is, like, he didn't.
Please don't defend her. Please don't defend.
Don't defend her.
No, I'm not at all actually. But he didn't take it from her at all. I don't know why she was acting like she had it. It was totally up for grabs. It was fair game. Because I think how about this? It was up for grabs. If he didn't have a kid, what side would you be on? Like, that ball's up for grabs, lady versus normal 40-something-year-old guy fighting for the ball. Is it fair game, or does he have to defer to the lady there?
I would think in the case of a ball bouncing around the seats, whoever grabs it first. It's just unfortunate. Now, he could be a gentleman and give it to her if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But
the kid has to come first.
Let me ask you this question. What if he went with his buddies and his kid was at home? He wanted to bring home his kid.
Right. That's a question. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think there are no
kids
rules.
Come first no matter what.
Kids come first, but that ball is anyone's, up for grabs.
Now, if they both grabbed it at the same time and he rips it out of her hand, like that.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah. Like, I saw the reverse video of this. A guy tracked down a ball. There was a young girl trying to get it. He beat her to the ball. And then he just does the awesome thing and turns around and hands it right to her. And she was happy as well in that moment. So I think no matter what, as long as you're deferring to the kids, that's what it's really for.
Unless, of course, Dan and a truck driver, then no.
Not anything against truck drivers. I love truck drivers. I just said this one guy shouldn't be on his phone driving a truck.
No one should be on the phone.
Yeah, no one should be on the phone in the car. Like, that's all I was saying.
There was a question in here that I wanted to get to. That guy is Dan's hero?
Guy's my hero because he stood up to these people who they're selfish people leaving their cards there.
Okay, here's the question. We're going to start our YouTube questions now from Doug. Do you think your collective love affair with rookie running backs this offseason will lead many of your followers to an 0-3 start?
Yes, it's our fault that they are as bad as they are. Listen, it's if you want to go that route, I'm sure there are a lot of players. Is it our fault that Nico Collins and Brian Thomas Jr. and Drake London? I mean, there's a lot of players that are struggling right now. So it was not the greatest situation of how it started. I think for the 2 first-round picks, there was reasons to buy into them. I know for me, I was aggressive with Travion Henderson and RJ Harvey. So I have a little regret about Harvey mostly, not so much Henderson yet. But in the case of Genty and Hampton, like you saw what could potentially happen, and it just hasn't happened yet. It still very much could.
I don't feel bad about Genty and Hampton. I think that it made sense to draft them where they were being drafted. I do feel bad about the other guys, and I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter of fantasy analysts almost mocking fantasy football players for being upset about these slow starts for rookies. Mm-hmm. And I think that anyone who's doing that is really being pretty dismissive and not taking into account, like, this is important for people. Like, I do feel bad that my advice, because I said on the running back preview, like, if you don't walk away with your draft with 2 rookie running backs, you're making a mistake. I said something like that.
Oh,
and it's, it might end up being good advice. I hope it does. I think I should have
gotten Tootin and Judkins.
Yeah, but still, like, you're not winning your league. Yeah, you could still be 0-2. Although, you spent obviously earlier capital on other running backs, whatever. I think it could still work out for these rookie running backs. We have a great rookie running back class. I think it could still work out for sure. But I do feel bad for the people who are 0-2, and I'm one of them. In several leagues, this is killing my fantasy teams. Like, I'm with you. And I should have done a better job as a host of pointing out the slow starts that rookie running backs.
No, you did. Don't do that. You did.
I don't think high on the players. It looked like they were going to have.
You very much brought up second round running backs and how slow it's been, and the case by case situation of we got lucky with Marlon Mack getting hurt and what that meant for Jonathan Taylor and some of these other guys, and
Gibbs,
Melvin Gordon and stuff like that. Like there's numerous examples you gave. So I wouldn't worry about that at all. I think it's, you hope that you're not the first and foremost, hope that you're not 0-2 because of that. Because you went Genty and Hampton, or Genty and Henderson, or Hampton and like those are the first two running backs you have, and you're stuck right now. So hopefully that's the case, that you're not 0-2. But in the situation of like 3 weeks from now, they may be the best running backs in their teams by a lot.
Yeah. It's only week 2. This could be a big week. Things could change.
For future, like also maybe be considerate of how many you're drafting and what capital you're using to draft them, and take it case by case. Like I felt the whole offseason like we were a little bit too high on Henderson. I have Henderson in no leagues, and I just think not enough was made. Too much was made of how he looked in preseason. Not enough was made of McDaniels and his history as a play caller. Like consider these types of things moving forward. But I was wrong on all the other ones as well. Like I would have taken Harvey at the right spot. I only have him one league, but I took him in that one league, and Hampton one league as well. But I wanted him and didn't get him. Genty, I always felt like was drafted a little too high. There was no way I was taking him over some of the receivers in that range.
I have 2 that I regret, which was taking not advice, leagues myself.
Yeah.
One was, it's a keeper league, so take that into account. But I took Genty over McCaffrey with the thought of having Genty long term, and this may be McCaffrey's last year. And that's
you did the right thing.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
And then our IDP league, where I went sort of a 0 RB route, and Harvey's my first running back.
Yep. That's the Harvey. The biggest miss has been Harvey, I think, so far, to be honest, because a lot of people felt like in the range they were drafting him, all right, I'm at least going to get RB2 out of that. But look, these rookies, it could be a second half of it. Like, don't give up on them. We've had a lot of questions today. Like, should I add Harvey? I saw Harvey available in a couple leagues. If he's available in a league, there's no better guy to have on your bench.
All right, let's fire through some questions here, and Dan has to jump off in a second. Would you trade Sutton and Ken Walker for Jonathan Taylor?
In a heartbeat.
I guess, yeah, especially if you have wide receiver depth.
Start 2. Lad McConkey, James Conner, J.K. Dobbins, Wan'Dale Robinson.
Lad and Conner for me.
I would too.
Flex, DJ Moore, Jalen Warren, or Ricky Pearsall, PPR.
Might be Purdy back there.
I would go with Warren. Patriots run defense has not been great.
I can't go DJ Moore.
Well, I take that back. Their run defense has actually been good, but they're going to get more and more involved. Sounds like by what
Warren's safest.
Yeah, it's tough. Would you trade Keenan Allen and Pacheco for AJ Brown?
Yes. Oh yeah,
100%.
Even though I like Keenan rest of the year, Pacheco to me is just potentially done. He looks
Daniel
terrible.
Jones or Mariota?
Jones
this week. Even in matchup, Jones. I think this. Yeah, Jones still.
Would you trade Ja'Cory Krosky-Barrett for George Pickens?
Yes.
Yes.
Then he only has Genty, Dobbins, Tracy, and Judkins. Is that good enough depth?
That's fine for me. Judkins, I think, is going to be a good play rest of the year.
I think you can get away with that, yes.
Devontae Smith or Keenan Allen, Omarion Hampton or Quinshon Judkins?
I'd go Keenan Allen and Hampton.
I'll go Keenan. Judkins.
By the way,
that's all for me, guys. Have a great weekend. Adam, enjoy your concert.
Thank you. Rock on. And Dallas Goedert did practice today, so I don't think it was in full. Yeah, he was. I think limited, but I'm not
One
sure.
more quick thing. I do love all truck drivers of America. Thank you.
Oh man. Let's see. Sit 1 in half PPR. Swift, Chuba Hubbard, Jalen Warren, or Ashton Genty?
Swift.
You're starting Warren over Swift?
Yes.
Okay, this is Tootin. Basil Tootin is available, but my only drop options are Judy, Harvey, or Pearsall. Oh.
I would probably drop Judy.
Troy Franklin or Travion Henderson or Quinshon Judkins for flex and full PPR?
Ride their hot hand. Go with Franklin.
Start 2. I think I'll end on this. Henderson, Sutton, Franklin, Tyler Warren.
Sutton and Warren.
Okay. Thank you very much. Jamey, we'll talk to you on Sunday, sir.
Yes, sir. Enjoy your concert.
Right. Thank you. Josh, thank you for producing today. And all of you, thanks for watching and listening. Have a wonderful weekend. Let's get a win in week 3. We'll talk to you Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, youtube.com/fantasyfootballtoday. See ya.